Hello, everybody, and welcome to the RGO Futures Market Commentary for the week of August 25th. My name is Toby Gennaro from Trade with Precision, and we'll just be taking a look at the charts to see where things are going this week. And before we do that, let's take a look at some of the upcoming webinars for the month of September, getting ready to wrap up the month of August here fairly shortly this week. We have the trilogy coming up of the advanced strategy course, and if you haven't taken that, it's a great opportunity to learn 2 trading strategies to have in your bag to trade various markets, whether it be index futures or currencies futures or what have you, even some of the commodities. It's a universal trading strategy. These dates are going to be on September 10th, September 17th, and September 24th, and we'll be kicking those off at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So go to the website, get registered, join us for that. You just need to be a client of RGO, have an open account, and all of the education is sponsored free by RGO Futures. So take advantage of that on the upcoming month of September. Three webinar series right in a row there, about almost 4 hours of content, and they'll help you take your trading to the next level. And without further ado, let's get to the charts and see what's on tap for the upcoming week. And here we are on the S&P 500 looking at the ES futures contract. The monthly chart here, just a great bullish candle there, just a few days to close out the month of August here, but obviously putting in a higher high there. And then looking at the weekly time frame, that beautiful setup candle that we had a couple of weeks ago, and now we're on basically the third week of this run, if not the fourth week, including that candle. And as you can see, whenever we get candles in that zone, we usually run for multiple weeks. And so only being the third week or fourth week into this run, it seems like we still have some more room to run. We're not really overextended from the moving averages all that much. We do have some divergence showing up on the charts, but not too bad. Looking at the daily time frame, we do have some overextension from the moving averages, but again, very bullish candle right there. Markets continuing to put in higher highs, higher lows. You can see that very clearly on the 8-hour time frame. Nice little slight pullback there. Nice bullish candle again. Break of the high. Back off to the races again. All the moving averages back into alignment. Same here on the daily chart. And once we get all those higher time frames rolled back up in the direction of the higher time frame trend, very powerful trend formation there, and markets will just grind through a lot of divergence and just continue to push higher. You'll get some pullbacks, but typically you get pullbacks to various levels, like right around this level right here, around 1981, things like that. And then just ahead of that, you'll see it's actually a pretty good level for a number of reasons there. Tests of that level right here, and then some historical price resistance right there. So I'll be looking for some of these pullbacks back into the moving averages on some of these other time frames, especially the intermediate time frames. Like the 240 just had a couple of nice bullish candles setting up there, the break of the high, back off to the races, another couple of bullish candles in the buy zone there, and back off to the upside. We are getting some divergence now on the 240 and the 120, probably even all the way down to the 60, not so much, but to do have some overextension there, be looking for a pullback on the 60, back into this potentially at 1991 zone, put us right back in the middle of the moving averages there. Would be another trend flow setup to look for. So a number of different time frames we want to be checking out here, pretty much all revolving around the intermediate time frames. And as we move up a little higher on the charts here, basically the weekly is what's going to give us our time frame here. We've only in the third week of this run, and every time we get these setup candles, we run for multiple weeks. So I'd really look into trade this trend in the direction of that predominant trend, and look for the market to continue higher this week, and just look for my opportunities on some of those intermediate time frames. Even if I'm just trading intraday, I can still stay with the higher time frame trend and look to trade in the direction of this uptrend, and continue with the market momentum. Then turning to the small cap stocks, looking at the Russell 2000 index on the monthly chart. We can see we really got a sideways consolidation here, which is pretty descriptive of what this market has looked like over the past, 6-7 months. Really kind of struggling at this level up around 1200, and then having a range down around a little below this 1100 level. So as we move over to the weekly time frame, you see those levels drawn in right there, and how we've been ranging around in that level. But for right now, we just put in another higher low, and now we've got 4 consecutive weeks higher highs, higher lows, moving up back up into this 1200 level. Again, This market right here has been lagging the S&P and the Dow, and so it doesn't mean that it's not going to get back up to 1200. Just might take a little bit more time, but things are looking very bullish and looking like we're going to get a third touch of that 1200 level. Moving down to the daily time frame, seeing what's going on here. You can see a lot of nice candles, moving averages all getting back into alignment. The 50's trying to sneak in there as well. And once we get that back into alignment, it looks like it's going to be 1200 and probably in some pretty short order. On the 8-hour time frame, you can see these fairly large rejection candle right there. Not ideal for trading, but sometimes when you get those and you just wait a little bit, you'll get another one with a higher low, and usually the break of that one, and you're off to the races again. So no divergence just yet on some of these time frames. The 240, a little bit of divergence here, but some slight divergence here on the 120, but it looks like we're poking up there to make a new high on the RSI. So things are looking pretty good. Any pullbacks into some of these levels, like around 1159, probably be met with some buying pressure back in the buy zone there on a couple of time frames. So once again, very similar to the ES contract, looking at some of those intermediate time frames to get our signal for that next trade. But more than likely, we'll be taking a run at this 1200 level. So I'll be looking for opportunities to get long this market and get long this trend right up into that level. Then we'll have to see what happens at that level. We can get a break and a hold of that level, and that'll give us some reasons for getting long this market again above that 1200 level. But I'm going to have to see the market prove itself before getting too enthusiastic about that. Yeah, we may as well continue the theme here on the index markets. Take a look at the Dow 30, looking at the YM contract right here. You can see we're right back up on the monthly chart. Haven't put in a new high yet, but we're right back up against that level, just above 17,000. Nice bullish candle there, probably to wrap up the month of August. Have a few days left on that candle. Moving over to the weekly time frame, got that same bullish candle set up in the buy zone a couple weeks ago, just like the ES charts. ES has now broken the high there, the swing high, but the YM's looking to kind of just make an equal high at that level. As we move down to the daily chart, we can see a little clearer. Had a multiple touches there over about a week and a half, and then we're right back up to that level, right around that 17,060 level. And I'll probably be looking for maybe a little pullback off of that level before trying to join that trend as we move down on the time frames. You can see that things are still looking fairly bullish. Had some nice setup candles there in the buy zone, a breakout to new highs. We're starting to get some divergence on the 120, so that would kind of get me to slow down a little bit on the upside and kind of wait for a pullback. Same thing here on the 60-minute chart. Wait for a pullback into the buy zone, potentially something back into here right around this level, around 1740, maybe something a little lower, and maybe as far down as that 17,030 level. You'll start to find some support in there. You'll be right back within the buy zone, so I'll be looking for any long trades in and around some of these levels. If we get a little deeper pullback, then I'll be looking for something down around just slightly below that 17,000 level, down around almost 16,970, and then you got a number of levels in there that would make a lot of sense. So pay attention on some of that divergence on some of these intermediate time frames. That can certainly help you out a lot in identifying where those pullbacks are going to be and on what time frames, and that can help you out a lot. So across the board, indices looking pretty strong here, looking pretty good. So I hope that technical analysis helps, and I look forward to speaking to you again next week on the Market Update.